Welcome everybody to game number 3 in the King of the Mid tournament hosted here by UKDota.net. I am Rabbit. I'm actually joined by Stephen, who won his previous game. He's sitting behind me after buying me a bottle of Mountain Dew. So he's going to be checking out this game. But we are into our third game of the evening in the round of 16. It's going to be AbuZe going up against Kamehameha, who's renamed himself to Optimus Prime. But we're going to have a quick look at the matchups that we did have for this one. So Tinker versus Zeus again. I covered this one in the last game, which was also drafted there. It's a bit of a bursty matchup. Both heroes do have the potential to kill each other off. Invoker versus Lion. Lion generally has a better time early, but if Invoker can get levels up and get those the spells invoked, like he needs like extra levels in the Cold Snap, some Sun Strikes maybe, I don't know, whatever build he decides to go, he can get the advantage later on. And Beastmaster versus Kunkka. I know one of the players in this game is a little bit concerned about this one, mainly because of the Kunkka stand-up, Kunkka position, as he thinks that Beastmaster has an advantage simply because of the pig. And I'm not going to really lie, that's probably true, but Tidebringer also messes up melee heroes, and as you can see, this is the matchup we're going to be playing in this game. So both players decided to ban out the Zeus versus Tinker yet again. People just don't want to see this matchup, it seems. And now as we get ourselves into the game, we do see that AbuZe is going to be playing up on the Kunkka on the Radiant side, and Kamehameha, there he is. Oh wait, no, have I got that wrong? No, AbuZe, sorry. It's going to be playing the Kunkka on the Dire side, and Kamehameha is going to be playing, or Optimus Prime as he's called in this one, will be playing the Beastmaster on the Radiant, with his nice little mechanical courier there. Compared to the little, I always have to check out the couriers every game, compared to the mighty ball coming out from AbuZe, but we're going to see what items they decide to build. So AbuZe not going for a Stout Shield, which is a little surprising, and also not going for a Quelling Blade, which is, again, a little bit surprising, because that does give that extra little bit of a smack with Tidebringer. But instead he will go for the Gauntlets and Strength. He's going to skill up Tidebringer level 1 as well. And he's generally going to go for that Bottle Rush build once more. And Optimus Prime is going to go for the Stout Shield, so he doesn't want to get hurt as much by those beastly right clicks that can come out from the Kunkka. But he's going to get himself a Clarity, so he's expecting to use the Wild Axes fairly often. And this is another thing interesting about the 1v1 matchups, is that obviously you're not allowed to use a Soul Ring, so that really gives Beastmaster in a sense. But of course he should be going for a bottle build. And interesting enough, he's actually going to send his courier towards the bottom lane to check for that bottom rune, and he's going to use himself to check for the top rune. Meanwhile, AbuZe is just going to try and get his block as best as possible. And again, I've just noticed that my heads-up display is still not fixed. It does this every time I restart Dota. Not sure why. But there we go. That's fixed up now. So, is the rune going to spawn top? Is Optimus Prime going to be lucky? He has skilled himself Wild Axes. And he's going to get himself a Haste rune. Not really going to do much for him in the early game. He's going to be able to control the lane a little bit better than AbuZe can. Obviously going to be able to dodge around the Tidebringer, which is pretty important as a Beastmaster. But he's going to wait for it. He's going to pick that one up and head straight back to the middle lane. Is he going to circle round? I think he's going to circle round on top of AbuZe here. Or is he going to scout for a courier? I'm not sure. But AbuZe hasn't seen him yet. He will do now. And there's the first one coming out from him. And Optimus is just kind of running around like a headless chicken right now. Doesn't really know what to do. But he's trying to dodge Tidebringer because he knows AbuZe is going to try for it soon. There goes the Wild Axes. Tidebringer coming out from AbuZe as well. Optimus not quite getting that deny there, which he planned to. And then we look on baseline, which was 61 coming out for the Kunkka, where 62 coming out from Beastmaster, but he has just leveled up. So it's pretty even. He will go for that point into Call of the Wild, so he's going to have the Hawk available, and he's going to be able to scatter runes using that. Again, dodging the Tidebringer, so he's playing this one pretty smart as well. He doesn't want to get hit even once by the Tidebringer. And AbuZe, as expected, has gone for the level up in Torrent. I'm expecting 4 levels up in each of them with 1 in Ghost Ship, obviously, when he hits level 6. And that should give AbuZe, if he can land his skills properly. Oh, not quite going to hit on the torrent there. But yeah, it should give AbuZe the potential to kill Optimus off. Or Kami off, whatever you want to call him for this game. He has set himself up as Optimus Prime though. And now as far as last hits go, we do have 6 for 1 coming away of AbuZe right now. So he has been controlling the lane. As you see, Optimus Prime did have that haste rune earlier, so was kind of just running around a little bit, trying to dodge the Tidebringer. And now he's sitting back. So use one of his tangos. And he's just going to let the lane push towards his tower. So he's probably going to use the Wild Axes to clear off a few of these creeps. Indeed he will. Trying as many last hits as possible. Working pretty successfully. The Torrent, not going to hit on him. He was fairly close though. And he does have level 2 up in Tidebringer rather than Torrent. So choosing to max this, get an extra little bit of damage bonus that Tidebringer gives you, as well as a lower cooldown. Which is definitely beneficial. It's going to help push Optimus Prime off the lane. Especially now he's popped that Clarity. He doesn't want to get hit by a single Tidebringer, as obviously that would be cancelled off. And AbuZe going to continue to swing here. Does have a Tidebringer available now. He's going to cancel the Clarity. And Optimus is going to take a little bit of damage from the creep wave here. But he does have level 1 up in those axes, interestingly enough. He's gone for level 2 in Call of the Wild, which I find pretty interesting, especially because now he doesn't have the mana to use it for another 10 seconds. But yeah, not going to level up the Axes first. Pretty interesting. Probably just wants to get that the Greater Boar at level 4 as soon as possible, so obviously going to have that at level 7, if that's the build he chooses to do. Meanwhile, he's just going to keep swinging on top of AbuZe. And also not going for the points in a beast, so he's not going to be able to push out the lane as effectively. AbuZe, they're just circling around. Wants to get the Tidebringer, and AbuZe smartly bringing the courier back slightly there. Didn't want to let Optimus Prime run up to that one and kill it off. Optimus going to keep trying to get last hit. So 14 for 4 going away of AbuZe right now, and that's a nice torrent coming out from AbuZe. Not going to be enough though. And Optimus really needs to start dodging these ones. He has his bottle now in his stash. Whether he's going to fly it out for him, I can't actually see the courier. It does fly it out to him now. He's going to get himself a regen rune as well, so I'll be very happy with this one. Going to summon his beasts. Probably use the boar to harass AbuZe a little bit more. And this is what AbuZe would be complaining about to me earlier on in the day. Doesn't like the pig at all. And here he comes. It's going to start out right click, and there's a deadly slow coming out. Movement speed, attack speed, all reduced. And with that range on the boar, he's absolutely crazy as well. But he's going to make sure not to feed this boar. Which at the moment, he's taking a lot of tear aggro. And there's a torrent not going to hit on top of anything. That's Optimus is just using this port to help him last hit on the siege creep, it seems. But it will die off now. He does have another one available in 3 seconds. In fact I think that was the staff coming out from AbuZe there that I heard. Cancelled off by Optimus, as well as the bottle charge. So AbuZe not being that smart using his bottle charges there. He's gone on for the level 3 in the Tidebringer rather than level 3 in Torrent, so doesn't quite have the burst to kill. In fact, he will kill the Hawk off instantly. And that's a good pair of Tidebringer there. So Optimus has to send his boar up to top. He's going to see there's a DD rune up there. That one up. And when Optimus is level 6, this might give him a chance to get the first blood here. With that Prime Aurora available. A nice long stun. As well as obviously the Axes and the double damage rune. Really help him out. And now AbuZe has put his courier out. I think he uses check the rune because he's got no new items unless he's got the boots off it. Yeah, Optimus throws the last Axes out. He's going to use his last of his bottle charges. Brings the ball back into the middle lane and gets himself the DD rune. AbuZe using the torrent to just last it there, and now he's going to head himself back to base. He's completely out of regen. In fact, he's not going back to base, which is pretty interesting. He's going to be under a lot of pressure, especially because Optimize is about to hit level 6. Optimize? Optimus, even. He's about to hit level 6, and we see a torrent who's actually cancelled there by AbuZe. Just trying to bait out a little bit of juking skills from Optimus. In fact, he will head himself back to base now. He's bought himself up a TP, wants to get back to the lane as soon as possible because you don't want to let Beastmaster get too far ahead in levels. He's about to hit level 6 as soon as his last 2 creeps die off. In fact, just that one will give him level 6. He will have Primal Roar. So that's going to be a 3-second stun. Combined with 200 damage on top of that one. And everything else he gives as well, like the movement and attack speed slows. Now he's going to continue his last hit, so AbuZe, I imagine he's going to tip himself back to lane as soon as he regens up. He's going to send a courier with 2 branches to the rune, perhaps? Not quite sure what he's doing with that. But as soon as he gets back into the lane now, Optimus did throw the Axes. And here comes another Hawk and a Boar. Boar's going to do some abuse to AbuZe. In fact, he's going to just send it to the bottom rune. And AbuZe knows there's nothing he can do about this, so full rune control will be coming away of Optimus here. And what does he really want right now? I think he really wants a haste rune or another double damage rune. That torrent. But say another double damage rune. He's just got that one. He will pop now, and that's just from the timeouts. So he's going to start whacking away on AbuZe. Surprisingly, he didn't use it earlier and get the mana back for Primal Roar. The rune is going to spawn bottom. It's going to be a regen. In fact, he actually denies it with a pig. That's pretty interesting. He knows it's there, and AbuZe didn't have any wards. He's just thrown his first one down now, so he wouldn't have gone down and got that rune in time. Maybe Optimus just wanted to sit in lane and get the XP and try and make AbuZe waste his time. AbuZe drops another ward on the high ground, so he's definitely going to be looking to get these torrents off. In fact, he's just going to miss that one there. And doesn't level up Ghost Ship at 6 either. He's going to be going for the 4-4 build first.
Claimed by the beast.
Maybe he doesn't have that much confidence in his ability to land the ship. It is one of the hardest skills in the game to land. I don't think I've ever hit one. Probably played Conquer about 20 times and never hit a single boat. Shout out to Will if he's still watching, by the way. He'll know what I'm talking about. When I went 0-15 in the game before. It's Conquer. Never hit a single boat. It's pretty fun. Oh! Torrent is going to land. And another Tidebringer coming out, so Optimus really not enjoying that additional damage he's taking from AbuZe there. And AbuZe has the advantage in health at the moment simply because of those bottle charges, but at the same time, Optimus still has his Primal Roar. He does have level 4 up in the wild actually, so he wanted to get Cool of the Wild just up to 2, and that gave him the Boar as well as the Hawk rather than just having the Hawk. And then meanwhile, we haven't looked at last hits in the wild, so it's actually very even. He's 32 for 8 going the way of AbuZe, whereas he's 29 for 4 coming the way of Optimus. So no real gold advantage coming to either player at the moment, and Optimus actually missing with the axes there. He's going to spawn the Hawk and the Boar. Wants the Boar to start slowing down AbuZe. Doesn't have the mana for the Roar though. He's about 25 short of that one. So now he's once again going to send his Hawk top. And it's quite smart that AbuZe has bought himself some wards here. So he's going to be able to keep a check on that top rune. He knows the Hawk's in up there. And at the same time he's going to be able to see Optimus whenever he's in the high ground. So he's going to go ahead and gamble for the bottom rune. And here comes the pig. Don't kill the pig off. Just grab the rune. If it spawns, it's going to spawn top. And it will be a double damage rune. Of course. AbuZe's not happy with that one. Rune's going to spawn top. Optimus is going to pick up this one. Double damage up on him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And if he pops that and gets the mana, he should be able to get a Primal Roar off. AbuZe, he's now got level 8, so 4 up in Tidebringer, 4 up in Torrent. Level 8 also on the Beastmaster, so 3 up in Cold of the Wild as well. He's got the Greater Hawk, which means he will get invisible, as you see right here. And AbuZe picks himself up a Bracer, so he's a bit worried about the burst damage that Beastmaster can bring out. So look at Beastmaster's items. So he's got his Power Treads ready to bring out to him. I'm actually getting that last hit there. But still playing pretty defensively, even with this double damage rune. In fact, he's going to put the Hawk over the top of the trees. That's a little far back. He's not going to quite see AbuZe from there. In fact, the Torrent was searching for the Hawk. It was a nice try. Saw that one flying because of the ward, but not going to find it. And now AbuZe he's low health at the moment. He doesn't have any bottle charges as well because Optimus Prime did get that double damage rune. He's going to respawn his Hawk on the high ground. And AbuZe knows that he's gone missing here. He does have the ward here, so he knows he's gone up to the high ground. And the Tidebringer kills the Hawk off. And this is a nice little advantage for AbuZe as well, because every time he kills that Greater Hawk, he's going to get himself about 65 gold. Which is really going to benefit him in terms of the farm he's getting. Another Torrent, not going to hit every time he throws one. Optimus just heads up slightly. So he needs to predict him a little bit better now. Nearly level 9 up on Kunker now, so we should be seeing that ghost ship coming out soon. Now Optimus going to use that DD rune to try and last hit better under the tower. So at the moment he's 6 last hits behind, and a couple of those last hits have been the bird coming out from AbuZe. I can't actually remember the name of it. The Hawk, sorry, coming out from AbuZe. And once again he's going to spawn his minions, going to check both the runes of him. Torrent not going to hit once more. AbuZe is so close to level 9 and having that ghost ship. And I'm surprised Optimus still hasn't gone aggressive. With this double damage rune, he could kill him off. There is going to be an illusion rune spawning top as well. So both players might end up battling for that one. So they're both had bottle charges. But Beastmaster has disconnected from the game, so we're going to have a quick pause coming out. As I'm going to get my breath back and have a little bit of a drink. So Optimus has reconnected to the game. It was nice that AbuZe paused it immediately as soon as he disconnected out. And now I've got a little bit of saliva back in my mouth. I'm ready to continue casting. And we're ready to go. So the DD rune on Beastmaster, it is about to wear off. It's like any second now, so he's not going to be able to get another right click with that one. And he says go, but still waiting. I think he might have DC'd again. Nope. Resume going to come out now. There we go. Beastmaster resumes the game, and he's still walking backwards. Not quite sure there. But there is still an illusion rune top, and Beastmaster does know about this one. He's sending a pig up there. He will be spotted by the Boar. Heard a Tidebringer coming out just on the creeps. The Bu's trying to push this lane out now. And he's going to start doing damage to the tower soon. I mean, both heroes can push the lane out quite effectively. And in fact, this is smart by AbuZe, using these wards to back himself off. With those illusions, there would have been a lot of damage coming out from Beastmaster. And he's got his Power Treads now, and it looks like he might be going for a drums build. As a Rob with the Magi as well as a Gauntlet. Just trying to get those up as soon as possible. Now I'll give him the extra movement and attack speed he wants. Instead of going level 4 up in Cold of the Wild to get the Greater Boar, he has gone for the Inner Beast, so a bit more attack speed now. Torrent is going to hit. There's no mana for the chip though, so just another Tidebringer to come out. Once again, Optimus is going to keep on pushing the lane out with those axes. Himself as many last hits as possible. In fact, he might roar on top of AbuZe here. AbuZe took a lot of damage. He does kill the boar off, and the last illusion rune will die now. The last illusion even. Not the rune itself. Now, stick charges did come out for AbuZe there. Does have his magic wand. I'm interested in what he's saving up for. Nearly 900 gold up on him, so again, it could be drums coming his way. Torrent not going to hit once more, and Optimus was very close. I got more axes abuse. Still could have roared there. There's always the opportunity for him to roar and go on AbuZe, and he's still not doing it. He's not playing aggressive at all. It's very surprising. It's kind of like we saw in the last game with the Gyrocopter, who just didn't do anything in the early game and ended up losing it because of it. Keys for items, good offers has added you to his friends list. Fantastic. Thank you for that one. I don't know how to turn friend requests off in Steam Overlay, unfortunately. Turn everything else off but not those. So we are going to hit the second daytime. We're 12 minutes into the game now. CS is pretty much spot on. There's only one difference. And AbuZe has his phase boots. And a regen rune going away at Beastmaster. He's going to be happy with that one. Still only level 3 up in Call of the Wild, so that boar is not a greater one yet. I can't actually remember what the difference is between the normal boar and the greater one, but I'm sure I'll find out. If I can actually click on it, I'm sure I'll find out when he does level that one up. But at the moment, it is obviously that poison, so it's a movement and attack speed slow coming out from the boar. And what's Optimus doing? He's lagging. So I'm expecting we'll see. Good thing I'm making radiance coming out from AbuZe, so he's going to take time now. God, I can't type. So we'll have a TP coming back in from AbuZe. I'm a little surprised that with his full bottle charge at the moment, he's just not throwing boats out. In fact, he's just actually wasted a bottle charge. With his full health and mana and just used one. That seems pretty random. But he did decide to do that. And he could be throwing some boats out, but not choosing to do so. So playing very passively still in this matchup, and he's holding on to his level 10 skill point at the moment. Could go for one in X marks the spot, and Nedekun is starting to get these levels up. With that X marks, he could guarantee him a kill. If he knows how to do the combo fine, then he should be able to get a kill with that. All he needs is level 2 up in X marks the spot. He'll have level 2 Ghost Ship as well, and that'll be when he hits level 12. He'll have that combo available. So we'll be able to throw the X marks down, pull him back into the torrent, and throw the Ghost Ship on top, and that's a lot of bursts that Beastmaster really can't stand up to at the moment. But with that regen rune, he'll be able to regen himself back up, and he's got 2 healing salves as well, interestingly. Optimus flew one of those in recently. And as he is lagging at the moment, we're just gonna wait for him to unlag. As this very slow matchup is continuing. So I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's watching in the chat, by the way. And while we have this pause, I want to know what your thoughts are on who has the advantage in this matchup and how it's going to continue going forward. Because as we see at the moment, there's 5 last hits going away at Kunkka, which really isn't much. But as the levels come up, Beastmaster has more pushing power from Inner Beast, but at the same time, Tidebringer's going to clear the waves off so quickly that neither hero can really push on these towers unless they get a kill. But I personally think that it's going to go the way of AbuZe. He's going to have more points up in that X marks the spot. He's going to be able to pull Optimus back in, get the torrent off, and maybe get a kill that way. But Optimus still holding on for Primal Roar. 80-second cooldown, the mana cost isn't even that high, and the stun duration is 3 seconds, which is plenty of time. Well, earlier in the game it was plenty of time for him to possibly get a kill, but AbuZe's getting more and more tanky. He's got 1300 hit points now as well as 4 armor. Well, the 4 armor is pretty much nothing, but the 1300 hit points does make a difference, because at the moment you're going to have 200 damage coming out from the Roar, 360 coming out from the axes if he hits them both, and obviously the damage coming out from the pig as well, which is bare minimum at the moment. I'm with Karma, this looks boring. Thanks, Dread Knight. Big shout out to you, dude. 30-minute turtle from AbuZe, says Karma. There go, the axes once more, and I'm surprised that AbuZe just... neither player going aggressive. And Beastmaster, I feel like he's going to run out of time soon. Really wants to start putting aggression on top of AbuZe, and now Beastmaster, he's going to be going for the drums. He's only 300 gold away from them. When he gets those, maybe he'll start going aggressive then. You know what? While you've got this regen rune going, just roar him. No, not going to do it. So the pig now, in his last few moments of life, going to right click AbuZe a bit more. Axes cancelled there by Optimus. Do you want to throw him out?
Territory.
And Tidebreaker's really starting to hit hard as well on Optimus, especially with these items coming in. There goes the Raw. It's actually going to push the pig head away. Optimus is going for the ball, and he's going to get it. So there's a courier sleigh coming out from Optimus, and there's a pause coming out from AbuZe. I upgraded. Oh man, always upgrades the first one. Oh man, it is allowed. There's not much you can do about that. He's got to give himself So it is a bad thing about this mid mode is sometimes the couriers don't actually work, which are given to you by the game itself. So as you see, this normal courier, he can't actually use it, AbuZe. It just doesn't work for him, and we're not sure what the problem is. But however, he has to, when he upgrades the flying courier, it upgrades the first one that's in the game, which would be that one at this circumstance. So yeah, pretty unfortunate that that happened. There's not much we can do about it. That's the downside of this mid mode. But AbuZe definitely won't be happy about that one. But he is able to give himself an extra 220 gold, upgrade his courier when he comes out again. Or just use the 220 gold as it has been spent on literally nothing. So he's able to get that gold back and use it on whatever he wants, basically. But yeah, bit of a shame. He's actually going to pop a salve there and it gets cancelled immediately. No, he didn't. It was Optimus. Sounded on the right, it was actually on the left. Fantastic. And now it's still a bit of a farm battle coming out. Kunkka needs 2 more levels and he will have the levels he needs to kill Optimus off. And again, both heroes are getting so tanky there. Both strength heroes, don't forget. Just going to send the boats. Thought twice about it. And look at how little Optimus cares at the moment. Oh, and there's the Raw coming out on top of AbuZe. He's got axes as well. That will be first blood coming his way, so finally put some aggression down. Pardon, sorry?
I think he lag baited him.
He lag baited him.
Like he was AFK.
It did look like he was AFK a little bit, so that might have been a lag bait coming out from Optimus there. He will pick up the first blood. And now he's able to begin pushing. The fortify will come out from AbuZe here. So he's going to stall it for 5 seconds, but of course 1 point up in that inner beast now. Gives all the creeps as well as himself 18 additional attack speed and the ball as well. And with those drums as well, even more attack speed coming out from that one. It's 5 extra attack speed from the aura. If he pops a drum charge, which I imagine he might do on the next wave, but actually no, AbuZe is going to get back in 5 seconds. So not going to do so. In fact, what does AbuZe buy now? He's just bought himself up a TP scroll. So 370 gold sitting on top of him at the moment. We do see the drums have come out from Optimus. He's going to bring the courier out with a medallion as well. This is pretty big. With this medallion, and he's got an invis room. He's going to pick up a regen rune as well. He'll be very happy about that one. May as well pick it up while he's got the, while he's still got the invis on him. Doesn't really need to use those extra 2 bottle charges. He's going to wait for his medallion to fly at first. In fact, he will cancel it off and use his bottle charges. So he does lose the invisibility. Meanwhile, AbuZe is going to carry on farming up in the middle lane. How are we looking in terms of net worth at the moment? It can't be much difference. In fact, I'm guessing the courier might have had something on for AbuZe here. Otherwise, this is very weird to see this much gold advantage. In fact, here comes Optimus now. The Raw is going to go down on top of AbuZe.
Really
Hawk is going to die off. But there's a medallion as well. And here comes the torrent. Not going to hit it. Optimus dodging that one pretty well. Didn't have to use the drum charges, but that will be 2-0. Beastmaster gets the kill. Optimus Prime will advance himself through to the quarterfinals. And unfortunately, AbuZe will go home with nothing in this one. Kind of sound like we're on a game show right now. Kind of feel like we are sometimes. But well played coming out from Optimus on that Beastmaster. We'll take down the play by AbuZe. Guys, stay tuned. We'll have the next game coming up soon, which is going to be Shu versus Ishigo. So the winner of this one is actually going to play up against Dread Knights in the next round, I believe it will be. So do check that one out. We'll have that one coming up next.
Dire's middle tower, radiant victory, an achievement for the ages.